and I thank you for coming to the Black History celebration tonight in honor of all of us, because we are Black History. I did write a speech that I would like to read to everyone, and it's called The Beauty of Black History, Our Legacy, Our Skin, Our Hair. Today we gather to celebrate Black history, our culture, our legacy. Black history is not just a story of struggle and triumph, but a celebration of identity, of the beauty in our skin, the power in our roots, and resilience in our spirit. For centuries, society has tried to define us, to tell us who we are and what we should be. But our history tells a different story. It is a story of kings and queens in Africa, of revolutionaries who defied oppression, of creators who redefined art, music, and science. It is a story of those who stood tall, proud of the melanin-rich skin and the coiled crowns atop their heads. But Black history is not just about the past. It is about the present and the future. It is about scientists, entrepreneurs, artists, and leaders shaping the world today. It is about the students, the dreamers, the builders of tomorrow who carry the torch forward. We celebrate Black excellence, not because it is confined to 1 month, but because it is woven into the very fabric of history every single day. We celebrate because representation matters, because voices once silenced must be heard, and because a legacy of strength and perseverance deserves recognition. Our skin tells a story of strength. The deep, rich tones of Black skin have been kissed by the sun and blessed by ancestry. It carries the DNA of survivors, of warriors, of visionaries who built civilizations and shaped nations. In a world that once sought to diminish our beauty, I'm sorry, guys. We now stand unapologetically embracing every shade, from the deepest ebony to the warmest caramel, because every hue is divine. And our hair, oh, our hair, it is a testament to our creativity and resilience. For too long, our curls, kinks, and coils were seen as something to be tamed, but today we wear them as crowns. Whether in locks, braids, afros, or twists, our hair is more than just strands. It is history, culture, and art combined. It tells stories of ancestry, of tradition, of resistance. From the intricate braids that once mapped escape routes for enslaved people to the afro that became a symbol of the civil rights movement, our hair is a statement. It says, we are here, we are proud, we are powerful, and we are unique. As we celebrate Black history, let us remember that it is not confined to the past. It lives in us. It shines in the melanin of our skin. It rises in the curls of our hair. It moves in the rhythm of our culture, our music, our voices. So today and every day, let us celebrate who we are. Beautiful, bold, and Black. Let us walk with pride, knowing that we come from a legacy of greatness, and let us continue to shape the future with the same resilience, brilliance, and beauty that have always defined us. We are Black history. Thank you, Alicia Baker. So, just to tell you guys, well, this is my family, so they know. I'll explain to you. My name is Alicia Baker. I am a board-certified clinical trichologist, a cosmetologist, a cranial prosthesis specialist, a hair loss practitioner, and a published author. It's in my bio, I began my journey in 1994 when I graduated Concord School of Hair Design. I furthered my career I decided to further my career as a board certified clinical trichologist because I couldn't understand why hair loss was happening to us. I couldn't understand that. I would get several people in the salon and I couldn't do anything to help them. You know, they had different grades of shedding, of the hair. So I didn't know what to do. No matter what I did, nothing was helping. So I then decided to go and become a board certified trichologist, which enabled me to help people to grow their hair and to find a solution as to what the problem actually is. Why am I thinning? Why am I shedding? Why am I balding? So now that I'm a board certified trichologist, I'm able to help not only us, but everyone, to see a better light, a better future, less embarrassment, and some hair growth. So that's a little bit about me. I want to know if anyone has any questions. Anyone?
I did have a question. I've been doing a little research about, getting perms and things like that. Isn't that the leading cause of hair loss in Black women, or pretty much?
It's not the leading cause, it's a contributor.
Mm-hmm.
Just like anything is a contributor, anything we put on our scalp, because our follicles are open, so anything that we put on our scalp goes beneath the scalp. So it's not only relaxers, it can be your hair pomades, it could be your oils, your shampoos, your conditioners. That's why we say be careful with the shampoos and conditioners, moisturizers, everything that you put on your hair,
Mm-hmm.
because of the chemicals that are added into the products, which will seep through the follicles down to where the hair originates from, which is something called a dermal papilla.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So once those chemicals hit the dermal papilla, the hair cannot grow up through the follicle because it's already damaged beneath the scalp from where it's originated from. So it's not only relaxers that damage. A lot of times, too, it's the person from improper care of the hair after the relaxer is applied. So if you apply a relaxer and then you notice like shedding and this, that, and the other, it could be the products that you're using also. Mm-hmm. If it's not moisturized enough for us, because us as Black people, we all know we're dry. Mm-hmm. Our hair, our skin, everything is dry. So once you put a relaxer in, it's stripping everything from the hair. But if you're not putting it back in properly, you're going to experience the dryness, the dullness, the breakage, the brittle. So, Okay. So it's not only relaxers.
Thank you.
What causes alopecia?
Anything can cause alopecia. It can be medically related. It could be hereditary. It could be. It could be nutrition. It could be vitamin deficiency. It could be a number of things, because a lot of people don't understand that vitamin deficiency, especially vitamin D. If you don't have enough vitamin D in your body, it affects the hair growth. Anything, vitamin deficiencies, medications, stress, environmental, it can be anything. But it's up to me to find out why you're losing your hair. And that's why whenever someone does come to me and they want a consultation, a trichology consultation, I use something called a dermoscope on them. A trichoscope or a dermoscope, which is I scope the scalp so I can see beneath the scalp to see inflammation, to see exactly what's going on down there. And this way I can let you know if I'm able to fix it or if you need to go to a dermatologist, which I would refer to.
So once you have alopecia, I'm sorry, are you going to speak?
No.
I'm sorry. Once you have alopecia and your hair has fallen out, whatever, you had hair loss, is it possible for your hair to grow back with treatment?
It is, if it's a certain type of alopecia.
What kind?
Traction alopecia, normally it will grow back. Traction alopecia is derived from locks, any tight styles, braids, any tension hairstyles, you're pulling it back in ponytails, anything that is hanging on the hair because you're damaging the follicle. So you have to be careful with all kinds of, tension hairstyles and things like that. But other types of alopecia, some of them are hereditary, which cannot grow back, and others I can get the hair back.
You said some things with hair loss can be elemental. What
Environmental.
environmental. Sorry. What are some of those that could cause it?
Well, environmental meaning weather related. Because in the summertime, because like I said earlier, we are dry. In the summertime, we're even drier. It's hot, so we exhaust a lot out of our bodies. So if you're not hydrating your body and putting that stuff back in, then yeah, that will.
Okay, gotcha.
So what is a cranial prosthesis?
A cranial prosthesis is a prosthetic. We don't call it a wig because wigs are for people who have hair. Okay, a cranial prosthetic is a prosthetic that I use for people who don't have hair, and the reason why it's called a prosthetic is because it holds on to the scalp either by silicone or some other like materials that the prosthetic is made from, and it will adhere itself to your scalp. Because if I put a regular wig on a person who doesn't have hair, it's going to slide off. So the cranial prosthesis that I provide, it will not slide off the head. It's formulated to adhere itself to the scalp.
Okay, like a prosthetic leg or whatever like that.
Yeah,
But it's sort of like that material that they use. I mean, not that material, but like that concept. Like
concept, yeah.
Okay.
But it does look like,
Yeah.
yeah. But it wouldn't work on someone with hair.
Okay.
But there are different, for instance, like for burn victims, there's different types of cranial prosthetic units that they can order because they may be burned on one side and the hair definitely is not growing back, but they may not be burned on the other side. So now it's up to me, the cranial prosthetic specialist, to go ahead and formulate them a prosthetic that will adhere to the one side of the head, but also accommodate the other side of the hair where there is hair.
Okay.
So it can be a combination of things for the prosthetic also. But anything else? Dandruff, psoriasis. I mean, we can talk about whatever. We can talk about whatever you got.
What is a trichologist?
Huh?
What's a trichologist?
A trichologist is trichology is a bridge between cosmetology and dermatology. So I'm right in the middle. So I'm right under a dermatologist, definitely above a cosmetologist. So it bridges the gap between, so I'm right in the middle. So in other words, instead of going to I call it a dermatologist, if you have psoriasis, excessive dandruff, scalp, any kind of scalp disorder, I can treat it. So.
Okay.
If I can't, then I will refer you to a dermatologist.
Medications?
I treat it with topical medications, also beneath the scalp medications, also non-invasive therapy, meaning the red light therapy. Also, is some things over there on the table that I treat it with. You'll see the comb there. You'll see the helmet over there. So that's it. And that provides the red light that goes down beneath the scalp to what I mentioned earlier, dermal papilla, which promotes the growth.
I have a question regarding, you said some of the products that we could be using in our hair could be causing some of the damage.
Yes.
Do you have any recommendations on maybe like a shampoo and conditioner that we should be?
The only thing I did, you know what, and I meant to give this to you. These are, I know you guys have heard of sulfates, okay? A lot of people don't know what sulfates are. Okay, what the sulfates are, they're damaging. They strip the scalp of the natural oils, making the hair dry and brittle. It damages your hair follicles, which leads to breakage. Now, I don't know if you guys have read the back of your shampoos or your relaxers or your conditioners, whatever you use on your hair, and you'll see something called sodium lauryl sulfate, okay, or sodium laureth sulfate. That's two sulfates that you want to avoid because of this, the drying, the brittleness, the breakage, the damage that it causes. So when you look at the back of your product and you see that, just put the product down. First of all, it's not meant for us. If you see anything in there that's, alcohol and synthetic colors and dimethicone and all kind of stuff like that. We don't need it. It's not for us. So it's not for us. Hi. Formaldehyde. We definitely don't want that because once water hits it, that's what activates the formaldehyde. Okay, and that you don't want. But we have to wash our hair. It's in the shampoo. So once you hit it with the water, it's going to activate the formaldehyde. You don't want that formaldehyde in your hair. So any of those things, and the formaldehyde is linked to thinning and scalp irritation. Fragrances, you'll look on the back of your products, you'll notice there's a bunch of fragrances there. You don't want that either. So the less fragrance, the less alcohol, because alcohol is naturally drying. If you wipe your skin with an alcohol pad, you can feel the dryness immediately. So imagine what it's doing to your scalp. Okay, and then with you not putting the proper thing back in the scalp, on the hair, to hydrate the scalp,
Yeah.
So it's a double whammy.
Yeah. Makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah. You really want to use gentle products. You really want to use gentle products and avoid shampoo brands with the harmful ingredients in it. So that's what you want to, that's what you want to do. Any other questions?
Okay. So I understand that a lot of hair growth, it doesn't only come from what you put on your hair, but also what you ingest.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything specific that we should be necessarily avoiding or eating more of if we start to notice any breakage or things like that?
More water, definitely hydration. Leave the sugary sweets and snacks and all that stuff alone, okay? Because that's also, people don't understand that sugar is drying, okay? That's why you pop out, pimples and this and that. It's not good for the skin, for the hair, for your body in general. Your body has to fight too hard to digest it also. So what you do is you hydrate, and not with soda, not with juice, water. Water is the number one factor here with everything, including washing your hair. You need water for everything. Our bodies are made up mostly of water. So when your body is depleted of that, then you're going to experience those things, especially dandruff. Dandruff, which people, I don't understand, but people say growing dandruff. There's no such thing as growing dandruff. There's no such thing. The dandruff, excessive dandruff, or even dandruff in general, it comes from the blood flow, insufficient blood flow beneath the scalp. Okay, it could be a cause of a product buildup also. Okay, so growing dandruff is not even a factor. It's not a word. It's not in existence. You can use things to get rid of it, to get rid of the dandruff and things like that. Dandruff shampoos we have to watch also, because like I said, we're dry already. Okay. But we have to get the dandruff off of our scalp, the buildup and things like that. So yeah, you use that, and then you follow behind it with something that's strong, a really strong conditioner. Hydrating. Everything with us is hydrated, whether it's ingested or not. Hydrated.
Oh, no, go ahead. I'm going to keep talking, so you go ahead.
You can go ahead.
How do you know the difference between dandruff or like psoriasis? Like if it's like sores that's bloody.
Good question.
Flakes.
Yeah.
Dandruff is smaller, whiter flakes. Psoriasis can come in big patches, big gray patches that'll be on the scalp. They can bleed. They're very scaly, but in color, it's more of a grayish color. Now, dermatitis looks more so like dandruff than psoriasis. Dermatitis, you can mistake dermatitis for dandruff. But the dandruff, the difference is the dermatitis will be in your eyebrows, it'll be in your hair, it'll be on your skin, it'll be like a little bit everywhere, Psoriasis is on the skin, but it's in patches, big gray patches or smaller gray patches, and it bleeds. Very sore.
So if you have like psoriasis, you will automatically also without spontaneous skin?
Oh, yeah, you can.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you don't have psoriasis, if you don't have anything, it was most likely dandruff.
What do you mean if you don't have anything?
Like you don't have to all over.
Yeah, it's dandruff. Because dandruff is not gonna go all over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know about anybody asked this question, but what about beards and stuff like that?
The same thing with beards, mustaches.
Like, you know,
Yeah, beards and mustaches, they can have alopecia in it. You'll have bald spots in it. You'll see little spots
yeah,
or,
little,
or
like, I
your-
got bald spots here, but I got blackheads. and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that, so you know, I gotta pluck them out. But
Yeah.
also, certain times you'll see like white stuff or dead.
see, when it's a blackhead like that, it's built up oil, okay? Which they call sebum, which is our oil that the body's producing, okay? So what's happening is that your follicle there is clogged. So when you squeeze it, I don't know if you see a long, thick, black thing come out, it's built up oil.
Okay.
And then it'll leave a hole, right? And what happens is whatever you put on your face next, when you cleanse your skin or whatever, all that stuff is going right back in that hole and it's reclogging it. So that's creating the bald patches
Yeah.
because the follicle's not open, so it can't breathe or anything.
Right.
Yeah, but you can get rid of that.
So how?
There's stuff that he can get rid of that, like for instance, they have something called the comedone extractor, which is instead of squeezing it, it extracts it all the way. Because see, what's happening is when he's squeezing, he's not getting the full root. So the root is still in there, only the oil came out. So the root is still there. And then with a comedone extractor, you just rub it against the
Yeah,
face.
you talking about that, I see that.
Yeah, you rub it against the skin and all of it will come out. The whole thing. And this way the follicle won't be damaged. He'll start experiencing hair growth in those areas because it'll be free of anything.
So does that leave a hole as well?
It will leave a hole.
So
But-
okay, so when you have the hole, how do you keep it oiled? Like how do you moisturize your skin if not?
Well, for him, for anybody with the beards and the mustaches and stuff that's going through that, remember the root of it has to come out. If you're not getting that root out, okay, it's open, but it's not. How can I explain it? It's open, but it's not. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to find something here to to help you understand. In other words, okay, we have to get that root. Okay, once we get the root out, he can go ahead and use a different cleansing thing that's not going to clog. Okay, it's not going to clog it. But if he keeps using like whatever it is that he's using now, it is going to reclog it.
So what would he use not to reclog it? Like what kind of?
He would have to get. You probably have to get something like a I would say something like some kind of facial scrub for men that takes care of hair bumps and all that kind of stuff.
But it'd be a certain kind, because I get issues every day.
You got sensitive skin.
Yeah. That'll, like anything could bump it up. Like,
Yeah.
just laying down or like using certain products.
Try to get a comedone extractor and try to get that all the way out.
Right.
Once you run that across there and get it all the way out, it'll feel better too.
Yeah.
It'll definitely feel better. But two, I'm wondering if you have ingrown hairs.
I have some of them, like up here, but the hair's already outgrew, like over top of it. But I still would, like, if I comb it, like, you would see, like, the white stuff come out, but the hair will come out with it.
So it's a white thing on the end of the hair that's coming out?
Yep.
That's called a
like
bulb.
It's like it's covering the hair.
Yeah, that's called a bulb. So once you do that, right, take the comedone extractor and go over that part of the skin, and then you'll see the whole thing, the bulb and everything pop out, and then cleanse your skin
Right.
with a sensitive,
Yeah.
type of men's,
Yeah, soap and stuff.
yeah, no, not soap.
Oh.
No, you need a cleanser, a skin cleanser.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I had a question. So I've experienced the spot that's just, it's really dry and itchy, and then because it's dry and itchy, I always scratch it, but it's one spot. So it keeps breaking. It's now growing back, but this is like the second time that this has happened. Is there something I can do for that particular spot? Because it only happens in that one spot.
Okay, it happens in that one spot. Is it happening a certain time of the year?
hmm
Okay.
Usually the winter and
Yeah.
summer.
Okay, is it a round
Yeah.
patch? Okay, that's called alopecia areata.
Okay.
Alopecia areata is itchy. It's a circle, but it does grow back.
Mhm.
And what that comes from is stress-related things, a deficiency.
Mhm.
I don't know if you take vitamins or whatever, but a deficiency. Um, and hydration.
Mhm.
So dehydrated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
just
probably the last one.
hydrate, because hydration stops the dryness also.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's what it is, alopecia areata.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, I have a question. Another one. Y'all can shut me up when you're ready.
She had her hand up.
Who? I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I can't see behind me. Go ahead.
Earlier you said like a vitamin D deficiency can cause, what can it cause? Like, what
Vitamin
kind
D can cause a lot of things, but as far as hair breakage or even things going on with your skin, dryness, brittleness, breakage, thinning, actual hair loss. Yeah, it'll tear you up. You're vitamin D deficient. Iron deficiencies, vitamin D deficiencies. If you have a multiple thing that you are deficient in, then that's also gonna, put wear and tear on the follicles, under the scalp, your skin, everything. Even your anatomy, your chemistry, your system. The whole system's not gonna be balanced. So we need, to be balanced out. Our pH balances are imbalanced. So to be balanced, you have to have everything, even and balanced out. Or you're going to experience some things, maybe pimples, maybe dry mouth, even dry mouth. Things happen when you're deficient. Sometimes blurry eyes, like all kind of stuff happens when you're deficient, especially with the iron. Iron, vitamin D, vitamin K, like it's so many things that make you deficient. And if it's not balanced, but it normally starts off with skin and hair. You can see the dryness in someone's skin. You can see their hair like starting to thin, things like that. If you go to the doctor, then 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell you you're vitamin D deficient or iron deficiency.
Oh, my turn. Okay.
Go ahead.
So, okay, on your little pamphlet here, it says tension hairstyles, braids, locks, crochet styles, weaves are protective hairstyles that can do more harm than good for your hair and scalp. Can you explain?
Yeah, your tension,
Okay.
like I had mentioned earlier.
So,
Because all of those styles create a tension, okay, on the hair. A lot of times what happens is throughout the scalp, okay, I don't know if you guys know, but sometimes people say, oh my gosh, my scalp hurts here. Like she said, something's going on in a certain part of her head. So certain types no problem. So certain types of I'm sorry. Looking at them. But tension hairstyles can cause a lot of damage.
so what can we do for those of us that have locks or wear braids? Like,
Not get them put in so tight. Okay? You have to let your stylist know, whoever is doing your retwist, whoever's doing the braids and things like that, as far as the tension is concerned, ask them, don't braid my hairline so tight. Because I know you guys have seen thinning with people whose hairlines are pushed way back now, who have absolutely nothing here and who are smooth. The people who are now smooth there, the hair is not ever going to grow back because the follicle is damaged. It's gone. And actually, it was covered over by new skin. So that's why you don't see any more holes, and it's not going to ever grow back. So to avoid that, while you have, your hairline and everything, tell your loctician, your braider, or whomever, please don't grab certain, my hair is so tight. Not only around here, but around here and the neckline is more, we call it lanugo hair, okay, or vellus hairs, okay, and those hairs are like baby hair. So it's like a newborn baby, and that's why these around here tends to come out first before you see it come out up here. It's vellus hair, very shallow, delicate hair, and that's why You see all that hair loss around the hairline and the neckline. Okay.
So, you know, even if I don't shave my head, right? I let it grow, it's gonna fulfill for a while. Certain parts of my head, when I touch it, my hair hurts.
Yeah.
Like my scalp hurts when I touch the hair, it hurts. Why?
I'm wondering if it's, is it where the hair is or where the hair is not?
Where the hair is.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you have some ingrown hairs going on there, or like, do you ever experience bumps, hair bumps or anything?
Around my head.
I don't know. It could just be sensitive. Could just be
Dirty.
sensitive scalp when
Now,
when the
my
hair
head,
grows
it
in.
hurt, yeah.
Yeah, could be just sensitive scalp.
I guess
In that
sometimes
area.
my hair ever hurt, huh?
Well, see, it's not sensitive up here because the scalp has already grown over.
So I can never have hair again. So it's
Not up
just
there.
over.
Not unless I put it up there.
I'll be buying a couple of
Don't play yourself. Don't do it. Okay, well, another.
Oh, we got to
Oh, somebody else. No, go ahead.
I have too many questions. So for people who have, I guess, for families who have, I guess, who have a hereditary balding or thin hair, is there a prevention for that?
I'm sorry. Can you say that again? Because he was talking.
Is there a prevention from hereditary baldness?
No.
Alopecia.
Nope.
join us.
Because if your mother had it, your father had it, your grandfather, it can go generations back. That's why
It can skip though, right?
it can skip. It can definitely skip, but it can also keep going too.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to skip. Yeah. And that's why I put in the Black History speech about the DNA, because the DNA is a strong something. We have so much things mixed in us from our ancestors. Okay? So we are carrying the things of the ancestors. Illnesses, balding, scalp disorders, our eye color, our hair color, our melanin. We carry everything from our ancestors. So if they suffered with hair loss, and back then they didn't know what it was, they just said, "Oh, I'm losing my hair." We all thought that, even growing up. Oh, she's balding or he's balding. No, it is a form of alopecia, and we were unaware of it. So yeah, you can experience the hereditary part of it.
I have a question based on that. So
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen the commercials for him or whatever, and they're promoting that
Right.
if it's hereditary,
Right.
you can just take these pills and then your hair will either not fall out or grow back. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay. So I do offer also pills in my salon. You know, I offer topicals. I offer scalp exfoliation. I offer scalp cleansing. I offer all kind of other things, microcurrent therapy. And what happens is it's something called DHT, which is short for dihydrotestosterone. Okay. Now, DHT is the main reason why you're losing your hair. Okay, in any form of alopecia, it's a DHT. What happens is that the oxygen is not getting to where it needs to go beneath the scalp. And that's where I come in, the oxygen and the blood supply. Okay? So that's where I come in with my microcurrent things, such as those things over there on the table. I am invigorating beneath the scalp and stimulating beneath the scalp. Okay? I'm providing oxygen because I also give oxygen treatments, oxygenating treatments. But it's a lack of oxygen to something called androgen receptors. So dihydrotestosterone is blocking those receptors from the blood supply getting into where it needs to get to for the growth. So now the pills that we provide, including the derms that I provide, the dermatologists provide, the pills that we provide stops the DHT so that the androgen receptors get open and then the proper blood supply can get throughout to get to the dermal papilla to get that hair up through that follicle. Okay, so that's what the pills are.
Okay,
They're
so
most
it's not
likely
a-
Are those
DHT.
things covered by insurance or no?
For the cranial prosthetic, yes, but for the trichology, no. Yeah, it's out of pocket. Yeah.
And what type of cost is that?
Well, it all depends on what type of alopecia I'm fighting.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it all depends on what type, because some of my clients, they come for 3 months continuously they don't touch their hair anymore at all for 3 months, and they come to me 2 to 3 times a week. There's other programs that I have there where it's a 6-month program. They come every single week and they get treatments. Yeah, so it's different. It all depends on what type of alopecia I'm fighting.
I have a question. I don't know if anybody asked this when I was gone, but those like derma brush roller things, do they work? And is that a good thing to use for like those patches that like in his beard that are missing, or like the thinning on the top of people's head from like hereditary?
I'm glad you asked that. Actually, it is. It's a derma roller. And what the derma roller is, and I forgot to bring it because I do have one. What that is, it has needles on it. Okay? It's on a wheel, circle, and it has needles all the way around it. And what you do is you rub it on the area that is thinning or that is bald, and then you put your topical on that area. Okay, what the derma roller does is it opens up the skin, wherever it is on the scalp, the skin, or wherever, and then you're able to put the topical on there, which will go down to where it needs to go. So that's also another form of a treatment, but you're able to do that at home yourself. You
Okay.
can buy the derma roller and
Do they have to be trained to use it? And will the derma roller cause any type of collection of oils or anything like that? Do you have to take special additional care of your skin a certain type of way because you're opening your skin from the out in versus the hair growing from the inside out?
no. What happens is you're not going down that deep throughout the layers of the skin.
Okay.
You're only opening up like I would say the first 2 layers, if that, the first layer or 2. Okay, because we need to get down to that area where the hair is missing. So and you're not doing it hard, like you're not drawing blood. You're just, you're just running it across your skin in an X, okay, in an X, and then you're putting your topical on there. Yeah.
Would that also work for skin that like grew over a clogged follicle? So like
Perfect
What did you say?
question.
What did you say?
Perfect question.
I think you should just ask my question.
Say it again.
I don't.
would that work for skin that is grown over like a clogged follicle?
And that's what I was gonna ask you because my skin grew up my style. I thought I wasn't get the will to.
No. I just said it doesn't go that deep. The skin that grew over now has grown over the top and is now down at the bottom. That's why the follicle is closed. It's like this now.
Okay.
Your
So
follicle.
let's say somebody's crazy, right? And they make their own little concoction wheel type deal, and they do go that far. Then would they be able to bring it back?
No,
Um,
because beneath the scalp is damaged.
um,
And the follicle has been closed for God knows how long. So it hasn't had any nutrition. It hasn't had anything to, any kind of nourishment at all. The blood supply to the dermal papilla now is gone, it's done. DHT, I'm sure, and set all up in there. It's just like,
It's just done, man.
we done.
Wrap it up.
It's just
We
done.
done, man. We done. Don't worry about it.
Any more questions? Did you have
Did you answer
a
hers?
question? You had a question? I thought I heard you say you had a question earlier. No, you're good. Okay.
Okay, I asked another.
Okay, go ahead.
They got beautiful hair.
They do. They do. I do it. They do. Beautiful hair.
So sometimes, locks feel dry.
Uh-huh.
What can we do for that? I
Moisturize.
mean, not mine.
Moisturize and hydrate.
What about,
Also, you have to figure out why are they dry. Are you vitamin deficient? Are you, and I'm going to share this with you guys too. Stress brings on a lot of things. Like I said, environmental, medications bring on definitely dryness. Medicines dry us out. Like it just makes our bodies go crazy. Right, sis? You look like you're sleeping over there. So like everything just goes crazy with medications. Like I said, environmental stress, vitamin deficient, hydration. So even though you may be on medications and things like that, just remember using the proper things on your hair. Take care of the outside and the inside. So just try to stay hydrated. And take your vitamins and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Are certain alopecias like distinct or like reoccurring in certain races? So like, would it be due to like not only genetic makeup but like racial distinct?
No. It doesn't care what color you are. If it's going to hit you, it's going to hit you. And not only that, hair is hair, and a scalp is a scalp. Now, the only difference between us and like Caucasian is they are oily. We are dry. So the things that, the shampoos and conditioners that are out there in the market today are formulated for them, which have a lot of alcohol and things in it, you know, that I previously spoke about. The sulfates and all of that stuff in their shampoos and conditioners and their products. That's why we're not supposed to use them. They're not formulated for us. So Suave, that Bio5, that Pantene that they got our faces on. The other, I heard now something called Miel is now breaking people's hair. That's because when our black businesses sell their businesses to white-owned businesses, they adjust the formulations in there, and it's no longer for us. They add more alcohol, okay? Or they add alcohol. You know, they're trying to accommodate everyone, not realizing that it's hurting us as black people. But we can't have all that stuff. It's drying to us. So at the end of the day, what's going to happen? Breakage, dryness. And you're like, oh my gosh, my hair is so dry. It's brittle, it's breaking. Why? Because using the incorrect product. So just look on the back of those products, guys, and read those back of those products. Look for those sulfates and everything that we spoke about earlier, the formaldehydes and all of that stuff. Don't get anything with that stuff in there. So Suave.
Will you be able to give us a copy of that?
Yes, ma'am. She can make you a copy and, you know, whenever she, you know.
Okay.
Also, I want to go into like petroleum and things like that. Petroleum is like Vaseline, things like that. Bergamot, those types of things. The Afro Sheens, and it's all in those products, which are not good. They're flammable, and they're not good for your hair. Mm-hmm.
So what would be a good thing to use for our hair? If we understand like what they're pumping on the market with our faces on it, isn't necessarily good for us. But at first glance, what's good like that's on the market? You have a professional use of things that you have a hold of, but if people can't seem to get to you for scheduling purposes or anything, is there anything that you could recommend on over the counter or on the market that we have access to that we could purchase?
I did do some research, and from what I understand, now I don't know how true this is because everything on the internet is not credible to me. But Shea Moisture, I did hear that Shea Moisture has some stuff, you know, was a good brand. Also, Carol's Daughters is definitely a good brand. If you can't get to me, well, I know Carol's Daughter definitely has an array of products there that you can get and use. You can look at different things and see what it has in it, and I guarantee you, you will not see sulfates and all that stuff in Carol's Daughter's products.
Ain't that a coincidence?
Carol's Daughter, yeah.
So,
Oh, she got her hand up.
oh gosh, go ahead, y'all.
So I've been using like what do you think is the best to hydrate your scalp? Because I've been using like oil, but I get big nasty sores still, and I use oil maybe like I do like oil my scalp. I didn't before, but I started now. I've been doing it like 3 times a week, but it's still like now. I did it last night, and I still have these big, crunchy sores there.
Okay, I have to educate you guys on something. Okay, oil, as we used to call it, hair grease, hair pomades, all of those things are just lubricants to the scalp. It's not a moisturizing agent. The moisturizers come from mainly the conditioner. So after you wash your hair and you apply that conditioner, you go underneath of a dryer so that the dryer can help the conditioner go into the cuticle of the hair, something called a cuticle on each strand of hair. Okay, so it will go into the cuticle closes, okay, and it seals whatever you have put on your hair. Now, if you're putting oil, say you're using Suave, right? Suave shampoo and conditioner, which is a stripper to us, and then you go behind it and just put some oil on it, that's not helping. It's not helping anything. And then the oil that you're most likely using is the improper oil. Have you tried coconut oil? Have you tried like things that are non-inflammatory? Coconut oil, jojoba oil, what else? With another oil. Try peppermint oil. You know, stuff like that.
And how many times should you be doing it?
Well, you can do it every day, yeah. But mainly the hydration starts off, like I said, with the shampoo and definitely the conditioner. Even if you don't get underneath of that dryer, but still, when you put the conditioner on, it will definitely hydrate. It'll hydrate the hair and the scalp. The proper conditioner. Okay? Because I have a hair mask in the shop. You know, you already know. And I used to use it on you. I used to use it on, when you was coming before. And it does wonders. You know, you can definitely feel it after the first treatment. You know, it feels totally different than whatever you're using, right? Yami, the hair mask? I mean, what do you guys think? The hair mask is good, right? So, when I use that hair mask, I put you underneath the dryer because I want it to penetrate deeper into the hair. Each strand of hair I'm working on. So as I'm working on your hair, I'm just not concentrating on one section of your head. I'm talking to you, but believe me, my eyes are on your scalp and looking at everything. I can look at your hair, your follicles, your viscera. I'm analyzing so much stuff while I'm conversing with you at that shampoo bowl. And then when I get behind the chair and I'm working on you and I'm conversing, believe me, my eyes are on even more. I'm just not doing hair. I'm just not flat eye. I'm looking at everything, but I'm talking. I'm analyzing everything. So, yeah, that could be it. Most likely, you got to get something that's hydrating. Everything, like I said, with us is hydrating, no alcohol, no sulfates, none of that stuff. Anybody else?
I have one last question.
Yeah.
Biotin. What are your thoughts on that?
Biotin is good, but not too much of it.
Okay.
Not too much of it, because that can also harden hair and, yeah. Not too much of it, though.
Okay.
Yeah. Am I right?
Right.
Okay. All right, just making sure I'm right over here.
Last question. So if you have locks, right? And would you be able to use the roly thing with the locks?
It wouldn't be as effective because you're not getting into the entire area. The derma roller, it's about that wide, and it's on a stick. So it's not like in your parts that it's coming really small and I can get up in there and, so it's not really going to be as effective now around your hairline, because I see a little bit of something going on there. Around the hairline.
Full locks.
Yeah. So around here, you would definitely be able to roll it and then put the topical on there and let it go down.
I'll be there.
I have a question.
Okay.
For things like, I've seen like commercials, people using like minoxidil, I think it's called, and they're using like females are using or finding better results using the men's strength minoxidil. And then I also saw that people were mixing like, what was that blue grease that we used to use back in Blue Magic?
Mm-hmm.
Blue Magic and Monostat
Mm-hmm.
after the derma roller to try to like control the itch and then help breathe the scalp.
What do they do with the monostat?
They're mixing it in. If they're mixing the monostat into the grease and then they grease their scalp with that. Yeah, they say that helps with
Yeah,
the
I've seen that. I've seen that.
Well, don't try it at home.
So what they're doing is they're mixing it with the monostat, right? We all know what the monostat is used for. Yeast. Okay. A lot of times the scalp will get buildups of yeast and things like that. Now, the monostat is formulated to kill yeast. Okay. With it being mixed with the Blue Magic, it just cuts down the strength of the monostat. That's all it's doing. Yeah, it's just cutting down the strength. And then when you apply it to your hair, it's supposed to be applied, as they do, apply it to the scalp. It's supposed to help with dandruff, build up, itchy scalp, and all kind of stuff. However, It's a medication that does not belong other than where it's intended for. Okay? So you should not be mixing. First off, stop mixing products. Don't mix products. I don't care if it's, don't mix hair products. I have so many of my clients that come in, it's like, oh, I said, what do you put on your hair? Oh, well, I mix this together, I mix that together. You can't do that because the formulations of the oils, like black African oil, is not formulated to be mixed with Blue Magic. You know? You're mixing petroleum, mineral oil, you're mixing this and you're mixing that, and then you want to take a flat iron to it and flat iron your hair out, or you want to sit up there and twist it up and stuff like that, when it's only clogging the follicles. See, the goal with us is to maintain clean, healthy follicles, clean, healthy skin, hydrated follicles, you know, for growth. You know, our skin needs to be smooth, supple, everything. You can see, you can look at someone that has beautiful, smooth skin. And you can tell who hydrates really, who really like hydrates and like is not on the sugar and, you know, stuff like that, and who doesn't. You can really see. It tells in their hair, it tells in their eyes, it tells in their skin, it tells everywhere. So, yeah, but don't mix anything together, especially the Monistat and any of the pomades out there. Because even Blue Magic is too heavy.
Yes.
Blue Magic is too heavy to use. It's going to clog all your follicles. You're going to be bald, like walking around. Like, no. Don't do that. You wouldn't use it alone, more or less, with Monistat. But no, don't believe everything you hear on that YouTube and all that stuff. That's not good. Don't mix anything together and put it on your skin. It's not good.
Don't end up like me, kids.
I can't.
So like right now, I went to the dermatologist
Okay.
and she prescribed 2 medications.
What was minoxidil?
No, I don't remember what
Okay.
they are. So one, she said use one in the morning and one in the night, but then isn't that kind of mixing something? But I don't feel it's working.
Depending on what it is,
I'm
and
just terrible.
depending on why, you know, you're
She
there.
says it's alopecia.
Well, yeah, it's alopecia, but what form?
I don't know. I have to.
I wasn't trying to put it,
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
But I can talk to your
yeah.
side, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, 9 times out of 10, okay, the medications that the derm gives you
Yeah.
are formulated to be used like that.
Okay.
Okay, it's not too much of this in one and too much of that in the other, where you
Okay.
can't mix it together and
Oh,
use
okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Normally, what we're trying to do is balance out beneath the scalp. Remember when I talked about pH earlier, the balance? So we try to balance
But
out
I
beneath
feel
that
if
scalp.
it's clogged, if nothing's getting in. Like
Now,
I
how do
feel.
you know it's clogged? Have you had a
I don't know.
stethoscope?
No, I don't know if it's clogged or not, but I don't feel anything. Like, I know when you put peppermint on, you feel the burning. You feel the
You would feel the
peppermint.
sensation, yeah.
So,
But that's only coming because it's peppermint. Spearmint, peppermint, all kind of stuff like that is strong. So even if
Yeah.
you put it here, you're going to feel it.
you're going to feel it.
You know, no matter where
Absolutely.
you put it, you're going to feel that sensation. So it's not that your hair, your follicles are clogged.
Yeah.
They could be.
Okay.
You know, they could be. Did they when you went to the dermatologist, do you remember if they looked at you under the scope?
I don't know if she looked. I don't think so.
You remember?
I don't remember that. But she did a biopsy.
Okay.
She did do a
Okay.
biopsy.
Okay. So then that told her also what type of, what you're, okay. I have to talk to you about that later, 'cause I don't, like I said, I don't want to put you,
Yeah,
you know, put
no
everything.
problem.
Yeah, I'll talk to you about it. Yeah. Anybody else? What you got? What you got? Oh, I thought you had a question over there. You was looking. Oh, go ahead.
What about things like clarifying shampoos for like product buildup? Are we supposed to use that, or is it just supposed to be hydrated?
Yes, ma'am.
Clarifying.
Clarifying shampoo gets, or we call it clarifying or detoxifying shampoos. Okay, it detoxes the scalp. It removes the buildup. It removes dandruff. It removes whatever is on your hair and your scalp. However, once you use that, what needs to happen? You got to have a tremendous conditioner. A fantastic conditioner, hydrating conditioner to put back on there. Because if you're depleting your scalp of everything that's on there, including your natural oils, which is the sebum, and you're not properly putting the things back into the hair and the scalp, you're only putting a portion of it back in, you're going to be dry, and you're going to start experiencing brittleness and breakage, dryness and stuff.
So, utilizing the clarifying shampoo, I know people at home tend to make like their own making their own concoctions of things like mayonnaise and eggs and avocados and things like that. Do you suggest that? Like, is that enough protein and things in there to help put back on for the hair, or?
No.
It really isn't. It's not
No.
enough. It's not enough for us. It's not enough for
I
us.
always hear people with eggs and all
Yeah.
that stuff putting on their hair. Like,
Marinated
Eggs.
eggs.
Okay, so eggs. Let me explain something to you about eggs. Eggs is what? Protein, right? Protein is what? It hardens and it's drying.
Yeah.
So you put that to your hair. That's why they add the mayonnaise to it, because the mayonnaise acts as a creamy conditioner. Okay, so you add that to the egg, which is helping the hair to become you're sealing up certain bonds on each strand of hair using the egg, but then the mayo is being used as a conditioner. So you combine those two things together, but it's not strong enough for us. Because if you ever notice, I don't know if anyone has used that concoction, but when you wash it out, I have when I was growing up, but when you wash it out, it's dry. It feels all hard and
Yeah.
I'm like, right? Am I right? That's because,
I thought I was doing it wrong.
no, that's because it's not enough moisture in there. The mayo is not strong enough for our hair, you know? You have to add something else. If you want to use natural things, you have to add something else in there that's hydrating. Avocado, like you said, or, you know, something like that has a lot of water in it, a lot of hydration in it, because you need to feed the hair. And that's what I talk about a lot in the salon too, feeding the hair. You know, when you deplete the hair, you have to feed it. It's like I said, I had told someone, and this is my example. I don't know if you guys drink soda, juice, or whatever. So in the summer, when you're really, really thirsty and you grab a soda, a juice, or anything like that, you're more thirstier, right? Right? When you grab that water, I don't care if it's cool, cold, or whatever. When you grab the water and you drink it, it automatically quenches the thirst, right? It's like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. But that's because the body was depleted. And all you did was put sugar, and then more sugar, and another soda, and another soda, another juice. All that sugar on top of already being dry, okay? The body can't do anything. But when you hydrate and put the water in there, it balances it out. And you can feel it immediately. Your mouth is no longer dry like it was when you drank the soda and the juice and whatever else. You know, so you drink the water, and that's it. It's automatically you're hydrated. It feels great, you know? So that's you know, but I try to educate, and you guys know, all you guys know, I try to educate in the salon. I try to educate you guys all the time on everything. And I always say, whatever questions you need to know, ask me. I'm here. I don't sugarcoat anything. I don't hide anything, because we need to know. We need to know that these things out there are not good for us with our faces on there. You know, they're not good. But that's why I bought the product knowledge, you know, paper, because I need you guys to know what's good and what's not. You know?
Yeah.
For us African Americans, we all need to know what's going on here. You know? But then you have, I did want to touch on this also. When you have protective styles, or you have, you know, chemicals, two chemicals in your hair, such as a relaxer and a color. Okay? Relaxer is already drying. The color is double drying. But if you're not using the correct thing to put back in the hair, it's going to break.
Yeah.
You're choking the hair. You're not feeding the hair. It's going to break. Excuse me. So, with that being said, it all boils down to us African Americans being very dry, And we have to put everything back in our bodies. From vitamins, stop making our bodies deficient. Take care of our bodies. You know, like I said, hydrate. That's the number one. And you're going to keep hearing me stress that. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. With water. No sodas, no juice, no none of that. Also, you know, just try to, like, you know, relax. Remain stress-free if you can. You know, get your iron up. Get your vitamin D up. Get all your stuff up. You won't see so much stuff going on, like with the body. Like I said, blurry vision, all kind of stuff from being vitamin deficient happens. Including the hair and skin. So once your skin starts getting dry, you know it's time to get some water or something. Time to do something. You know? But I'm sorry.
Just a question. If once in a while I'll wake up and my throat is very dry. Is it dehydrated?
It could be because of anything. It could be because you're dehydrated. It could be because of the heat in your house.
Okay.
It could be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're dehydrated. No. Summertime, we experience definitely being dehydrated. You get so many people that's being taken to the hospital for dehydration and stuff like that. Wintertime, it's cold. We're still dehydrated. I'm telling you, we as African Americans, we are not like you know, other races. I'm gonna say we're not like other races. Okay.
I see it in my hand. It stay dry.
Yeah.
I mean, stay dry.
Yeah.
No matter how much moisturizing.
Yeah. How much water do you drink?
I don't drink a lot of water. That's the problem. So I know.
So if you drink, I'm telling you, if you take a week
and drink water, my life is gonna change.
I'm telling you,
my life is gonna change.
But I'm telling you, it will. And you have no idea. Okay, our organs are working much, much harder because they don't have the hydration. So the organs definitely work harder. The kidneys, the liver, and that's something else too. All of that, kidney disease, liver disease, all that stuff has to do with affecting the hair too. The hair and the scalp. All kind of illnesses, you know. And all you gotta do is drink some water.
What about flavored water?
Flavored water? Flavored water has electrolytes and stuff in it, supposed to, but you have to watch the sodium and stuff in there. That's why I said if you drink just regular water, there's nothing in it. It's just regular water. You know, even the little packets and stuff that people say, oh, I put the little packet in there and stuff like that. Look on the back of those things because it has sugar. It won't say sugar. It'll say, you know, what me and you was researching before. What is it? Sucrose. It says sucrose in it, which is sugar. You want to try to eliminate that stuff in this, you know, whatever you're ingesting. You know. Yeah, all the candy and sweets and all that stuff, and you know, it's not good. So a lot of it is coming from a lack of hydration. And we can prevent that. We can prevent all of that, you know?
Yes, I have another question. So do you suggest that if we're starting to experience these things, that we initially go to like our doctor, get a full like blood panel workup, or go to see our dermatologist, or just come to you? Like, are you the most advanced or severe person that we would see when experiencing this, or is like a step ladder? First we go to this, and then we'll go to that, then we'll go to that. Like, will we see you first, or go straight to our doctor?
Well, it all depends on what you're experiencing with me. Whatever you're experiencing as far as scalp health, you can come to me. But I would recommend you go see your doctor first, because even when you come to me, I'm going to need to see, you got to bring your blood panel so that I can see it. Okay. To make sure that you're not deficient in anything. So what I do during my consultation is I look at your blood panel, right? And I'm looking to see how this is, how that is, how the electrolytes are, how this, and I was trained in all of that to look at all of these things and say, okay, well, she's deficient here. Okay, well, she's diabetic. Okay, her sugar count was this and that and the other, and blah, 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 blah. So I'm looking at all of these panels that your doctor has run, and I'm able to make a determination on what type of alopecia you have.
Okay.
But I would recommend going to your own physician first, and then bring me the blood panel report so I can see it.
Okay.
You know.
Now, I know you're doing this tonight, but do you, throughout the year, do information classes like this, or
I don't.
sessions? Oh, you don't?
I don't, but I'm gonna start.
Okay.
I'm gonna start because I feel like it's beneficial.
Are you gonna put it on the library site?
I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'm actually speaking next month. We just
Okay.
for Women's Month, and I can speak on this. Like I said, I would like to speak, because it's Women's Month, and I am all for my African American women, men, children, and I want to speak to the women. I'm honoring us next month, so I will be speaking at the library, the new library next month. Yeah, so I'll be there.
Like, I came tonight not knowing what to expect, but I think my daughter would have appreciated hearing some of what you had to say, because she is one to mix and make her own stuff, and I don't know if she's using all natural stuff and coconut oil and whatever she's doing, but I do know she does that.
Yeah.
And even when you gave your bio or your speech in the beginning, and you spoke about the hair and stuff like that, and I'm not sure if, like, my grandson has locks,
Okay.
and he's getting ready to take them out. He doesn't want to cut it.
Okay.
So he wants to take them out. But, and I think when I first heard the conversation, I thought they were more because he's getting ready to go to college and where he's going to school and, the profiling and what you have. So, maybe one of the reasons why he wants to remove the locks. But then when I heard you talk about our hair and how important our hair is, and
Yeah.
I thought, maybe that would is knowledge for him to think about. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of times when the younger generation, they're going away, they want to depict a new image, and the hair is one of the ways to do it. Especially with the locks. So you cut them off, you got a new image. It's a new, not identity, but a new, a new look, a new appearance.
Yeah.
So, especially he
Well,
doesn't.
see, for one, just so you know, I come from a different background. So I'm Jamaican.
Okay.
So locks wasn't just
Right.
locks wasn't just locks for us.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Locks came
was a thing.
under the Rastafari.
Yeah.
Right.
So
It's a culture.
now, it's for the people that did it. It was a culture.
Right.
For my cousins, that's my age, that was a culture for them.
Right.
But my grandson, that's not a culture for him.
Right.
It is it's a style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there is, that balance.
Definitely
Yeah.
different.
So
Yeah.
that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
I think my thought is different from your thought,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah. Has a lot of our younger generation, they are wearing the locks, the braids, the everything, like versus getting a haircut and keeping it cut, or I don't find anything wrong with it with any of the styles
I don't either.
as
I
long
mean,
as
you
long
pick
as
your
it's healthy.
battles.
That's right.
That's how that's how I grew up. I raised them and I grew up. We pick our battles.
Yeah.
So if you ain't never gave me problems, my son had locks.
Okay.
Eventually, he eventually also cut them. But you pick your battles, and if that's all you did, there was no reason for me to fuss with you as
That's
long
right.
as you're still carrying yourself in a certain manner. And my grandson, he carries himself in a perfect manner. So I mean, I don't have any problems in what he does, but I do understand where he's going.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know he will definitely be the minority there. He got his full scholarship, and he will be going to Tufts University,
Oh, nice.
right outside of Boston.
Nice.
So it's a whole different,
Yeah.
will be a whole
Yeah.
different environment for him. So,
That's nice.
Yeah.
That is nice.
so,
Tell him congrats.
Yeah.
yeah. So thank God Thank God he got it before all this changes.
Yeah,
Yes.
oh my goodness, yes.
Thank
But
God.
I did want to share with you guys,